Animals are usually great at surviving because of their instincts, but sometimes things get a little complicated. They end up in situations where they need a hand getting to safety. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at 10 animal rescues that will warm your heart. Yukon is one of the coldest places in all of Canada, and the temperature can go below -40 degrees. This makes it basically impossible to be outside for a human, let alone a dog. This dog named Diesel spent over 4 years of his life outside in the freezing cold weather. His life has been terrible. Not only was it insanely cold, but he was even kicked in the face by a horse and bit by another dog, which gave him a huge injury. Diesel's owner had gotten too lazy to take care of him and said that they wanted to shoot him because they couldn't be bothered with taking care of him anymore. Fortunately, Diesel was saved by animal rescuers and was taken to the vet immediately. He ended up getting rid of the tumor, got his wounds dressed, and even got neutered. After that, he spent some time in foster care. As Diesel started getting better, he became a completely different dog. Before, he was extremely depressed and had horrible anxiety, but now he's a super happy dog and was even nicknamed Teddy Bear. In this next story, a 2-month-old kitten was taken to a California animal shelter for deep bite wounds all over its body. Not only that, but the kitten was also dyed purple. Apparently, the kitten was being used as a live chew toy for a much larger dog. The kitten, named Smurf, had to undergo surgery to look for internal injuries from the deep wounds he suffered. He ended up getting a full body shave as well as a bath, so he could get rid of the purple dye off of its body. After getting the treatment it needed, the rescuers introduced the kitten to another cat they rescued, Wanda the blind cat. The two are basically in love and seem inseparable. Smurf actually got offers for adoption from all over the world, but the animal shelter called 9 Lives said that he won't be up for adoption until he's fully healed. Baby elephants are known for being super clumsy all the time. Unfortunately, this baby elephant fell into a ditch and couldn't get out. The elephant's family watched helplessly since they couldn't get the baby out. Thankfully, some local people saw the elephant and called the officials. They came with an excavator and used it to get rid of the dirt around the ditch the baby was stuck in. After a lot of hard work, the elephant finally got out and reunited with its family. What's even crazier is that the elephant's family actually turned around to salute the humans that saved its baby as a thank you. Since elephants are pretty smart, it wouldn't be surprising if it was actually acknowledging the rescuers. This marine biologist, Christine Figner, and her team found a turtle with something stuck in its nose. They actually thought that it had some kind of insect or parasite in its nose before, but as they started taking it out, they realized it was something else. The object stuck in the turtle's nose was actually a plastic straw. The team used pliers and slowly started pulling the straw out of the turtle's nose. Obviously, since it wasn't on anesthesia or anything, the turtle was in a lot of pain. They also couldn't take the turtle to a vet since the nearest one was hours away, and even if they did go to the vet, they don't know if the veterinarians would even know how to handle such a big turtle. Fortunately, they managed to do everything on their own and took the straw out. Even though the process was painful, the turtle looked a lot better once the straw was out. Deer always manage to get themselves in the worst possible situation. That's because they always panic too much and just run. While this method works out most of the time, sometimes they can get stuck instead. This deer ran into the frozen lake in Wisconsin. Since the lake was too slippery, there was literally nothing the deer could do to get itself off. No matter how hard it tried, the deer kept slipping. After a while, it decided to just sit down since there was nothing else it could do. A man spotted the deer and realized it couldn't get out, so he decided to drag the deer across the river to land where it would be able to run off. When the deer got off the ice, it finally started running again without slipping. This leopard fell into a super deep well in Maharashtra, India. The well was so deep, and there was no way the leopard would be able to jump out even with its climbing abilities. When the rescue team arrived, they attached a cage to the rope and brought it down to where the leopard was. But no matter how hard they tried, the leopard was refusing to go inside the cage. After a while, a man volunteered to go down and tried to lure the leopard into the cage. Even though it was super risky, it worked out, and the leopard went inside the cage. The rescuers then took the leopard to the wild where it was properly able to live its life. Baby ducklings blindly follow their mother around without question. Most of the time, they don't even look at their surroundings before following. This baby duckling found itself in a drain after its mother went over it. The mother duck was looking over the duckling from above the drain, unable to do anything. Fortunately, someone noticed that the duckling had gotten stuck and helped them out. They removed the grill and took the baby duckling out of the drain. They then reunited the duckling with the rest of its family, who went their separate ways. Without the help of this person, the duckling would have probably been stuck there forever.
Look! Yay! A happy family reunited!
This sheep had managed to escape its farm and started roaming around in the wild in Australia. Since the sheep didn't have anyone taking care of it, its wool grew out a lot. The sheep was carrying more than 80 pounds of extra wool. This was preventing the poor sheep from walking or even balancing properly. The rescuers decided to shave all the wool off of its body, which was pretty tough. It took a couple of hours, but they managed to get it all off. The sheep didn't even try to stop any of the rescuers from shaving its wool off. The sheep was finally able to walk and run around without carrying an extra 80 pounds of wool. The sheep is now living a much better life at the shelter. This dog was found inside a deep well, barely alive. She was extremely thin and was losing her strength to stay alive. No one actually knows how long the dog was in the water, but by the looks of it, she was stuck in the water for hours on end. A villager noticed the dog and called the animal shelter. The rescuer started going down the well using a rope and managed to get the dog to go inside of a bag. He then pulled the dog out of the water, who was taken to the vet for immediate care. She was treated for all of her wounds and is living a much happier life than ever. Firefighters save cats and kittens all of the time, but they're usually just stuck in a tree or a high building. It's never life-threatening. However, this kitten managed to get stuck inside a burning house filled with smoke. The kitten was motionless and looked like it was basically dead. But the firefighter was not going to give up so easily. He took the tiny kitten outside and tried to revive it by putting an oxygen mask on it. He also rubbed water all over its body to cool it down. After a while, the kitten actually woke up and started meowing. The firefighter actually hugged the tiny kitten and took it with him. Alright, which one of these rescues were you moved by the most? Make sure to let us know in the comments down below. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to TrendJoint, and hit that bell icon for more. See you around!